Shalom, Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises unto the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for the world ignorant people, Jesus. Right, tonight lesson, we will go on, no one knows their time on the face of this earth, right? That the Most High could take back the soul from them. Or no one knows the time that, how long they will be in this truth. Because most people feel that so long as the Most High chooses you to give you the understanding of this word, of his word, which is the truth, most people feel that because they know the truth, that the Most High cannot take back that spirit from them. Right? So tonight's lesson will be on no one knows their time, to be how long they will be in the truth, or if they will endure unto the end. And no one knows how long they have on the face of the earth. Right? So the first verse we will go to is 2 Timothy 2 and verse 15. So this is 2 Timothy 2 and verse 15. And it says, "Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth." Right? So you're not supposed to be ashamed in this truth. Right? To know, well, people will go out there teaching the word of God. But somebody might say something out of the way, and it might, like a family member might pass and see her bringing out the word. Right? And because you're not prepared or you're not strong in spirit, right? You're feeling ashamed that people see you bringing out the truth of the Bible. This is something that we should not feel ashamed for, right? We're supposed to study to show ourselves approved, right? So I'll read it once more again from the top. Study to show thyself approved, right? So that means you're supposed to be in the word of God constantly, right? You're not supposed to be studying today and then you're taking tomorrow off, right? You have no off days in this truth, because Satan will take off days, right? Satan constantly working. While you're sleeping, Satan at work. Unto Yahweh, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Right? So we're supposed to rightfully divide the word of truth, precept upon precept. Right? The next verse I'll go to is Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 12. Right, so this is Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 12. For a man also knoweth not his time. Right, so nobody know the time, how long the time is on the face of this earth. A man that go down the road and something happen, car might flip over, or you get in a struggle out there with somebody else, a scuffle, person might whip out a knife and by accident do harm to that brother that might cost him his life. He didn't willfully know, because I'm sure that brother had plans for next week. That next week he'll go and buy a house, he'll go and buy a car. Right? Next week he'll get married to whoever that he will. Right? Not knowing that the time go and get cut short. Right? So we're not supposed to put off the work of the Most High for tomorrow. No one is promised tomorrow. No one knows how long the lifespan will not be. Right? So I'll read again from Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 12. For no man knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. Not even the fish at the sea know when it is going to be captured. Otherwise, no fish will swim in that particular area. Right? And as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snare in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Right? So people that not in the truth, that don't want to be in the truth, right? That hear any word of the Most High, right? And rather be partaking in foolishness of this world, right? This is what has happened to them, right? Because you're partaking in evil, right? Because nothing of this world is of the Most High. That is why.
King, and that's true. And I had a quick precept to bring up on it, right? Just to add what I'm saying, before, you know, it just slipped my mind also, right? So this is the book of Psalms chapter 4, 39 and verse 4, right? So it says, Psalms 39 and verse 4. So it says, Lord, make me to know mine end and the measures of my days. What is it that I may know how frail I am? Right? Let's continue verse 5. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best stage is altogether vanity. Selah. Verse 6. Surely every man walketh in a vain shoe. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches and knoweth not who shall gather them. Right? So the main point I want to get from this verse is also too, you should be praying to the Lord that, hey, and you should be also acknowledging that, you see, my time, and you see, whatever I have left on this earth, right? Because your days are like grass, right? 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, right? You don't know it, and 1 minute you're alive, 1 minute you're not alive. And if you truly know this knowledge, right, then you should know that, hey, soon your end might be here, right? Lord, make me know my end, right? Tomorrow it could go, the day after tomorrow it could go, right? So you should be trying to do what you could be doing as much as you can today, because tomorrow is not promised, right? Tomorrow is not promised, right? Every man walketh in these streets of vanity, right? Everybody know that, hey, today I go and do this, tomorrow I go and do that. But hey, really and truly, they don't know that life is not promised to you, right?
Right? So, as the brother now bring up that what goes with precept that I was just reading. No man know the time or the hour. Right? So in life, we're supposed to spend the time in the word of the Most High. Then rightfully dividing the word of truth in the scriptures. We're supposed to find ourselves involved with people that have a desire towards this truth. Right? Because in the world, what's going on today is just everybody is about me, is about self. Right? Nobody want to come together to do nothing concerning the word of God. Right? A man want to go and party, people want to go and, go on shopping spree, go and see the world, go out there and do all manner of fun, which only separating you further and further away from the truth. Right? So, for a man also knoweth not his time. Right? So, when it says you're out in the world, partying, lusting, doing all manner of foolishness. Right? A man want to be blinging. You want to show everybody a goal. But a man now, most I could put it in somebody's spirit that, to come and take what it is you have. Because he gave you umpteen chances to make yourself right. But you choose the world and vanity and things of this world. Right? As the fishes that take it, that are taken in an evil net. And as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon him. Right? So because you're choosing the things of this world, right? And you're choosing to run down this pretty lady you might pick up somewhere, right? And you're not studying the moon side, because if you tell this person that, you can't come outside here to do whatever it is, God forbid, right? She might find that you're too soft because you're studying the word of God, right? And most women today might find is a soft man because you studying the Bible, you ain't studying to carry me out. You could have a nice time. How long is a nice time for? Because you go out there, she have somebody else, the person bounce you, you might get in a conflict with that person. Person might damage you. God forbid. You're alive, but you're in a coma. Right? Because the Most High Most High see that you rather choose the ways of this world than to choose his law, statute, and commandments, which are not hard to do at all. Right? So the next verse we will go to is Psalms 144 and verse 4.
So like King, you want me read it here?
Right.
Right. So this is the book of Psalm chapter 144 and verse 4. So it says, man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away.
Right? So a man life, it's so short that to the Most High, your life vanishes away before it even begins. Right? Because in our lifetime, we might think 94 years, 95 years is plenty. But in the eyesight of the Most High, a man's lifespan is nothing. Because to the Most High, 1,000 years is as one day to the Most High. And we know that no man living on the earth right now seeing 1,000 years. Right? If a man sees 80 years right now, he's supposed to consider himself blessed. See the time that we're living in right now, right? So again, I'll read it over again. A man, Salakia, man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away, meaning the lifespan is like nothing. So whilst we have this time right now, we should not be putting off what we could do today for tomorrow. For no man with the time or the hour when he shall pass away. Right? So everybody that hear any truth supposed to listen, go and pick up a Bible and dust it off, because that is the only book that in most of our houses that we do ever pick up and read. Right? We pick up every book. We talk about we know history. We know this, we know that, whatever it is. But ask a so-called black man, what is your nationality? Which is your history. He knows nothing about that. Right? So, the next verse I'd like to go to is James 4 and 14.
Okay, so this is the book of James chapter 4 and verse 14. So it says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeared for a little time and then vanisheth away.
Right. So you see here, it says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. That's tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow might bring. Right? For what is your life? It is even a vapor. A vapor is something you will see here, like a vapor smoke. Right? And as fast as the see to disappear. And that is how fast a man's life does move before the person. But to us that in this flesh body, we live in for a long period of time. So again, what it is we could do right now is the Most High, that is what we're supposed to be doing. Not things of this world. Things of this world means nothing. We'll have a brand new vehicle today. Tomorrow you get right over of no use again. Right? But for those who find yourself grounded in the scriptures, right? No one could ever take that away from you. A man can hold you up and take a vehicle away. Nobody can hold you and take away this word of God. If you give them word of God, you will still have it, but you share it with that person.
King, and a quick precept, right? So this is the book of First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21, right? First Thessalonians 5 and verse 21, right? Because a lot of people don't understand that this is the point that the Most High trying to prove to us day by day, right? And it's like I trying to get this. Hold on. Right, Salaki, right? So this First Thessalonians 5 and verse 21. So it says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, right? Verse 2, abstain from all appearance of evil, right? Because listen, at the end of the day, we as people, and we as Israel people especially, we are to show that, hey, man's life is like grass, right? And we are to show people that, hey, this is common facts when people don't want to hear that, oh, well, you're not going to be here tomorrow, because as soon as people hear about this, tomorrow talk. As soon as people hear about this, you have to do this because they don't know how long you're going to be here. They start to get offended, right? They start to get offended. They start to behave like if, well, huh, I don't know where, and I know what you're saying is true, but I want to reject it, I want to reject it. So it says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, right? And we know that the commandment is good. And it says, abstain from all appearance of evil, right? Verse 23. And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray God, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, right? So these what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be telling people that, hey, your life is in promise, right? That's why you should do what you have to do now, because you don't know where you're going to end up tomorrow.
Right? Our precept over that. This is Revelation 3 and verse 15. Right? I know thy works, that thou art neither hot, cold, nor hot. I would that thou whether cold or hot. So that because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of thy mouth, out of my mouth. So here, right? So the Most High want me to be either in this world, on fire in this world, or you rather that we come out and be like one of these other people in the world, that it's either you believe or you don't believe, right? Lukewarm meaning that somebody who know the truth, they would admit that this is the truth, right? But they will not put the best foot forward in this truth, right? Look at we on with a lot of people that know today as Israelite people, right? The majority of people know the truth. They will hear the truth. They will see men on the highway and the byway bringing all this word. They will tell you that they know that what you say is the truth, but they will not partake in it because the lust and the ways of this world is so sweet, right? That you know the truth and will not attend to the truth, right? Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wealth and miserable and poor, and blind and naked, right? So because a lot of people have money, a lot of people have all kind of fancy house, fancy cars, whatever it might be, right? A lot of people will say, I not in need of that so-called Bible. What profit that Bible could bring to me? Not knowing what in that Bible is life. Things of this world, a fancy car. The back car today, break down tomorrow, it had to go back mechanic and fix. Right? In my 30-something years of life, I never see the word of God break down and need fixing. Right? But things of this world, anything that man make, does break down. It needs fixing. You have to maintain it. You could have a big house. If you don't maintain the house, we all know what's going on happen. Right?
That's
so,
right.
We have to find yourself more and more in this truth. Right? And the further that we keep away from the truth, is the more we condemn our soul to damnation. Right? Because we might feed the body, we might have riches of this world, right? That food or clothing or whatever it might be, right? Could come easily, right? So the body looking good, you go to the gym, you keep it fit, right? So you have yourself as people would say in a gear, right? But what about your soul? You feed anybody, but the soul is spiritually hungry, and hungry for this truth, right? So the next precept I'll go to is 1 John 5 and verse 3.
Okay, I'll read it for you, right? So this is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3, right? 1 John 5 and verse 3. So it says, "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous."
And so we can't say we love the Most High and we're not keeping his commandments. Right? If you go in the street, you ask anybody, you love God? They'll tell you yes. Ask them how to show that you love God. Prove that you love God. You can't give you a proper answer. Everybody going to give you a different answer. Right? But the Bible showing how you're supposed to love the Most High. They say, that again. For this is the love of God, right? The love of Jehovah, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Grievous meaning hard. Then you can't keep the laws of the Most High. But if you can't keep the laws of the Most High, so then it's okay for a brother to kill our next brother. But remember, according to these so-called pastors and these so-called churches, they will tell you that you cannot keep the laws of the Most High. What makes the law so hard that they just say, don't steal from your brother? Right? Go look at your brother's wife. Go kill your brother. Go thief from your brother. Help our brother. If you see a brother animal going loose and it's running away, even though you want that brother already be on talking terms, you're supposed to at least bring back that animal towards your brother. Maybe you are not seeing sheep, we don't do that. Look at you. That is what we love. Right?
So like I said, that precept after that, right? This is the book of Matthew chapter 22 and verse 37, right? Matthew 22 and verse 27, just to add what we're saying. So it says, right, let me start from 37. So it says, Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, right? So because, hey, if you love the Lord, you should be worshiping him with your heart, right? Your soul and with your mind, right? So don't pollute your mind, and don't pollute your soul, and don't pollute your heart, because you have to leave room for the love of God, right? You have to leave room for these commandments. You have to leave room for being a vessel, being ready to use, right? So and this is verse 38. It says, "This is the first and great commandment." right? Now, just like with when learning to do stuff, right? It have the major stuff and it have the minor stuff, right? For example, right? When learning to drive, you might learn some minor stuff. Well, okay, this is all right. The seat belt, this is that, and this is that, right? But when you're actually driving and stuff, you have to know like, okay, this is a red light. You have to stop. You know, you have to turn here. You have to turn there, right? There are always great things you have to learn, and there's always great minor things you have to learn, right? So it says, this is the first and great commandment, right? Because listen, you can't keep the commandments of Lord, commandments of the God, and you do love Him in your heart. You can't keep the commandments of God, and you're not serving Him with your soul and with your mind. Your mind just filthy, and you're doing whatever you want. You know, you had to have you had to have procedure and order in this thing. So it says, this is the first and great commandment, right? So in order to do all these things and in order to do everything, you had to acknowledge that, hey, I had to change. I had to get myself together. I had to understand that, hey, my life coming short, right? According to everything we're saying, right? So that was just a precept out with everything you're saying.
That's a mighty precept. And with that, we would like to bid Israel Shalom, right? Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and serve the Most High to the best of our ability.
Right.
This truth is not about all who know precepts, because there are people that know a lot of precepts, but not keep any commandments of the Most High. Right? So this is not a race, right? But even though it's not a race, we shouldn't take time off and say, well, I will do that later this evening, I'll do it tomorrow. Not get up in the morning, I'll say this prayer. No one knows if you're going to wake up in the morning, right? So this lesson is about getting yourself right to the Most High. Doing what you could do right now whilst you have time. And nobody knows if we come up, by the time we come up this fall yet, if we will be here again to make our video. Right? So whilst we have the time, brothers and sisters, we use this time to serve the Most High. Right? And we try and remember that we're here for a purpose and we're here for a short time. Right? Because majority of we think that we know the truth. But I go leave it off for next week. When I have more time, I go read the scriptures. A lot of people come around me saying that I know about this truth already, I know about that. You give them a flyer, you take the number, you call them back. And you call them not back now, because I don't really have time right now and understand that, whatever it is, right? So you put in things of this world before any word of God. Right? So my advice that I would like to give is that keep a little time out of it day, right? Just go through the scriptures. It's nothing hard to do, right? As 1 John 5 and verse 3, so I'll just bring it out one more time. This is 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. Right? So it's not hard to take up your Bible. Right? Try reading a few chapters a day. Right? Next day, read a little more. The following week, read a little more. Right? And get yourself more in tune, day by day, with our God. If you have a question, reach out to our brother. Reach out to WFI. That WFI willing to help anybody answer questions based on what is the scripture say. Right? We have brothers away in WFI, Atlanta, and all over that willing to help anybody that want to know about this truth. Right? So with that, again, I will say Shalom. Continue to enjoy and holding on to the truth. Shalom Israel.
Shalom Israel.